I feel like.
Oh shit.
What's his name? Mont. Okay, Mont. To your point, right? That is a form of submission, getting down on one knee and choosing to be with that one person, right? But at the end of the day, it's all for a common goal, is it not?
It's my goal becomes our common goal. Our goal.
So she has to submit to sign up for that common goal, to be a partner with you, or to be a part of accomplishing that goal.
You can say that, yes.
Okay. So if that's the case, then a lot of this could be solved by just mere communication.
My comment is directly tied to what Willie's about to say. I just want to, so I don't know where you're going, but mine is direct. So, but you go ahead. Go ahead. All right, so I was just about to say,
don't yield again, because then you're gonna be.
No, I got it. I'm not going to be long.
Really trying to run a clip. We
only going. Give me 20 seconds, Tommy. As far as the Gabrielle, like 50. As far as the Gabrielle joint, right? I think that a lot of men misstep when we say stuff like that. He put his foot in his mouth by saying, I pay the bills. So because in reality, whether I'm paying the bills or not, nothing's changing about authority around my house, right? So he put his foot in his mouth when he said, I pay the bills. And then she's like, well, I pay half the bills. And he had to be like, oh, damn, okay, well, I wouldn't have never did that. Me paying the bills don't got nothing to do with me being a leader. So.
All right, can Lakeisha finally go now?
I disagree.
Damn,
I disagree with, what's his name?
My turn.
Wait. Hey, what are y'all doing?
You told me it was my turn.
This is what happens when you show favoritism to the women.
That's me.
Favoritism to the order, right? Y'all let you step in when you were saying, hey, no.
Lakeisha, you've been so patient. Go ahead.
I'm gonna forget. I'm on time. My comment was up there. Anyway, I had to get back. I really wanted to share about the submission part, because I think that it had just been misunderstood for so long. I think submission was never meant for it to be one person losing their voice or like power. I think like true submission is mutual, is one to another. It's two people choosing to honor, respect, consider each other. And I think that a healthy relationship isn't about dominance. It's about alignment. Point blank, period. Sometimes I submit to your strengths, Mont, and sometimes true, you submit to mine. I think that the goal is not control, but harmony. But the way it comes off or across when we as women hear submission is like, oh, what I'm saying? It's like this word that's like crazy. However, I'm always a storyteller. Sorry, Trev, I get a few more time because they didn't go. But I'm a true storyteller. So, for those that don't know, I spent 20 years in the military, and I've always been on my grind. Thank
you for your service.
You're welcome. I've always been this. I've always been a business owner. I've always been on it. And I've always run into issues. I was married once. Some people might have heard this story at one time. But my issue was, for me, my ex-husband, I made more to him. And I made more to him from home, right? But I wasn't that traditional wife that we were talking about in the beginning, that cooked the breakfast and I'm home taking care of kids. I don't have kids. He had kids. So I wasn't the traditional wife where I was taking home. I wasn't doing laundry. I wasn't doing it, but I made 6 figures from home. And so our problem was, he was like, why you ain't made breakfast? Right? I'm just giving you, why you ain't made breakfast?
A PhD.
Why you ain't made breakfast? And we started running into bumping heads, because I did get to a point where I make more than you.
I'm a PhD.
Huh? What you say?
I don't know what that was.
I'm a PhD.
It's a soundbite.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Oh, but he, so he was just like, I wasn't submissive, I guess, if that's the word. I really wasn't listening to him. I felt like at that time, he couldn't tell me that, because he was just like, where my food at, woman? Like, that's why the laundry ain't done. Why you ain't do the laundry?
Hello, motherfucker.
I think that's more of the army in you, not the money.
We about to run a whole. Go ahead, Will. I'm gonna let him go, but then everybody else.
I was just interjecting. I wasn't trying to interrupt. Let her finish.
Were you done?
I think it was. The army and me. I don't know what the soft life is. Can somebody save me? I would love to live.
Oh my God.
The soft life. I don't even know what that is. I ain't never had nobody pay my bills. What?
Lakeisha, you think maybe that's
long topic
problem is that experience. Maybe you haven't had the experience yet, right? But men being leaders, men submit to y'all. We submit to each other, right? So you gotta think about it, right? Being a leader is much harder than just being 50-50 with you, right? Being 50-50 with a woman, letting her make her own mistake. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about her debt. I don't care about none of that shit. Like, that would be so much easier to just be like, let her go outside and make the nigga, punch her for talking crazy. That's her business. Don't look at me. Like, all of that is like, it would be so much easier to be in 50-50 relationships. But us being leaders in general, right? That submission, because we don't have to do that. We want to do that for you, right?
So what do I do? You see what I'm saying? Like, during that time, like, men, tell me, what should I have done?
The man that you were with is the man that you were with, and y'all had your own dynamic and all that. I can't tell you about that, but it depends on the type of man that you end up being with, right? A man is going to show you if you can trust him or not, and you're going to study him over time. And if you can trust him, then go ahead, go be with him.
Right. And maybe that was the issue. I feel like maybe I didn't. Maybe, you know what I mean? It was always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was always something like, why you didn't, or why I probably would have. But the way how the communication was, it was expected. He expected me to do this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, I guess.
And I think you can't be with somebody who triggers you, right? I think you have to be with somebody I think we all need a level of understanding where each other's perspective is and what our thought is and what our safe space is. It's not the same for everybody. You have that military background, so, you could be very masculine in a relationship, and maybe you don't know what that looks like to be feminine because of your job. But I think it's a level of understanding where you guys have to, come together in communication. I would say that's key with anything.
That might be true. I might not know how to be feminine. I never could be. You know what I mean? Or you just couldn't be. So I've tried, I think. But
you know what? Some men like that. So you might want to make some money off of that.
Especially a man of means. Like, the thing about submission is like, we don't have to be here, right? Like, a man of means can be getting his house cleaned by maids every day, getting somebody to cook him food, nanny for his kids, and having sex with whoever he wants to and the women that he wants to. Like, getting down on one knee when you already have everything is a sign of like, I have everything and I can have anybody, but I want you and I'm willing to get down on one knee and like, here, that's the ultimate sign of submission for me. It's some men that be like, we should stop getting down on one knee and all that. I don't agree with.
I always get, what do you give a woman that has everything? That's what I always get. Like, what do I have? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. What don't you have that you have
that has everything? What do you
give yourself? You give your man yourself if you have everything.
If you have everything.
No,
yes, exactly. Can I say something?
Bark like a dog. Woof, woof.
Can I say something?
We supposed to be rocking
just did.
Trev.
I feel like.
Oh shit.
What's his name? Mont. Okay, Mont. To your point, right? That is a form of submission, getting down on one knee and choosing to be with that one person, right? But at the end of the day, it's all for a common goal, is it not?
It's my goal becomes our common goal. Our goal.
So she has to submit to sign up for that common goal, to be a partner with you or to be a part of accomplishing that goal.
You can say that, yes. Okay.
So if that's the case, then a lot of this could be solved by just mere communication.
Absolutely. Always communicate. Okay, that's a part of leadership. You send down, everybody need they operatives and whatever, they need their information. You give them a ton of information about leading.
So then we could pick apart all those clips that we watched and say that had he had these conversations with her prior to this, we wouldn't be where we at right now.
Possibly, but it never stops, really.
What never stops?
So people change. people wants change. People needs change. The things that they learn about themselves. You might be into a situation and learn like, oh, I thought I wanted this and I thought I was okay with this, but I feel differently. And I think it's important as a man, you ask your woman, what does she think? But also how do you feel? Right. I think those both are important.